Hey guys, welcome to another episode of PhD Journey with me. Today, I would like to share with you something very vulnerably. It's about a dilemma that I'm facing, a major dilemma that I'm facing that shouldn't happen at this point of my research. Okay, so here goes. This is with regards to the methods, the research methods that I chose for my research. Usually at this point of my journey, which is about 1 year down the road, I shouldn't be even battling this question anymore, but I am, and the truth is I am still undecided and still confused. So I just have to accept that there's no point dwelling in why am I still battling this at this point, but let's put effort in resolving and find clarity and confidence in the method that I'm going to choose once and for all. So a year ago, when I first embarked on this PhD journey, I was very sure that I would do a mixed mode method, which means qualitative and quantitative study. Because the earlier objective was for me to propose this new research framework and to investigate the multiple relationships between the framework, between the constructs that I have. And I want to also do a qualitative sample size of people who are already practicing some parts of the organizational learning framework that I am proposing. It sounds like a really good idea back then. I discussed this with my lecturer of research methods, talked through the process, and my final paper for my research methods was on this, and I passed with quite good results. So I thought I was all set. My entire paper was set. I'm going to do mixed mode, quali and quanti, and I know how much my sample size, I know where to get my sample. I had quite good clarity. But eventually, this 1 year down the road, eventually things change, my method changed to become pure quantitative with very, very valid reasons, and guidance from my supervisors and some of the other professors that I've been talking to. So very valid feedback that they gave, and from all my reading of different research papers, and also somehow I was very convinced that, okay, I'm going to do a full quantitative paper, and that's it. So my problem statement, gap analysis, my research questions and research objectives all were very skewed quantitative. And then now, as I'm preparing for my proposal defense, and one of the important part that I am justifying is the paradigm that I'm choosing. I'm choosing critical realism because that was what I used back then during my research method class. And then I suddenly realized I've derailed from my original objective. The mixed method was very close to what I really wanted to do in my PhD, and the objective that I really want to achieve. But along the 1 year, because of all the reading I've done, because of all the people that I've talked to and consulted with, and the opinions of my supervisor, it has molded into something quite different, which is why it's full quantitative. Granted, it may be better from an academic perspective, more straightforward. A few of them mentioned quantitative is more straightforward, and my research objective and my problem statement are all pointing towards quantitative now. But that was because I was skewing it towards quantitative. So now I'm at this juncture where, as I'm prepping the slides on my paradigm, research paradigm, then I'm realizing that I'm not entirely convinced. My paper is ready, my paper is skewed quantitative, but honestly, I'm not entirely convinced, and I still have the heart to do a mixed mode because I really want to research on that small group of people already practicing this organizational learning framework that I have with peer collaboration and emotional support. I really want to research that part and see if it supports the framework. Granted, it's going to be more work, but that is my sense of curiosity. So at this juncture, I'm so tired of researching more. I've been told to just go and read more mixed method papers and quanti papers, but I'm so tired of researching more. I'm so tired of talking to more people about this, and I just realized I have to decide. So I spent the past couple of hours researching instead how to make a decision that I don't regret, because this is going to be a big decision. It may even make me fail my proposal defense if I can't defend the reasons why I'm using a quali and mixed method mode. So this couple of tips show up, and I thought, okay, this would be nice to share in today's video. So the first tip is when making decision, first of all is to identify what I want. So I have to just write it down somewhere, put it there and remember it throughout the next few years. What do I really want? I realized that I got swayed to quanti because I got influenced a little bit by what other people think is better rather than what I really want, and I got I lack of confidence in terms of the academic language and the academic knowledge. So I listen to people's advice, but it's not what I want. So point number one is I still have to go back to what I want. Point number two is to ask for advice, which I've done so much, so I'm not going to elaborate there, but ask for advice and make my own choice. So this is the step I'm at. I asked for a lot of advice already. Now how do I make my own choice? Point number three is to listen to your gut. So I'm still also at this stage. My gut is telling me to not just fold this paper and keep it at quanti, and that is why I'm reopening this can of worms 1 year down the road, still doing this embarrassing question. What research method am I going to use? Okay, so I'm listening to my gut now. The fourth point is to make sure that I'm at the right frame of mind. So I'm questioning myself. Am I emotional when I'm trying to make this decision? Am I persuaded by someone because of some emotional attachment, or am I attached to my own ideology that may be wrong? So I'm trying to ensure that I'm in the right frame of mind before I make this decision. The fifth point is to trust myself. At this point, it's a little bit difficult because I'm very influenced by what others are saying. So please pray for me, help me, but I need to learn to trust myself and make my decision. And by trusting myself, if I'm going to go against some of the advice given, I better damn sure ensure that I can have enough justifications why I'm stubborn and I'm still doing the opposite of what was advised. So I have to trust myself, yes, but I'm very nervous about that. And the last point is just to practice. In this way, in this context, is practicing how to make a decision. And if it's not a popular decision, so be it. So this is one of my way of practicing decision making. So there you go. These are the 6 tips on how to make a decision when it's a very difficult one, like the dilemma that I have now. So I hope these tips helps you. That's the end of today's episode. I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of PhD Journey with me. Bye!